Morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for this opportunity to present in front of you guys. And my name is Amri Fitra Amana. I'm M1 in the Biosensing Engineering Lab. So today, my topic is machine vision-based prediction of serum vitamin A level in Japanese black cattle by pupillary light reflex analysis. Originally, this paper is come from my senpai in here. So let's start. Okay, so this is the publication, the details. So that I didn't, I mean like, it's not my result. So this is published in IEEE system integration. So let's come to the background. Why we need vitamin A level? Why we need to know? And in here, in Japan, especially in Japanese black cattle fattening system, in order to produce high quality of meat, we want to get a greater marbling. This is the marbling, you know, the white. And in order to get that, basically the farmer will conduct the vitamin A diet period for when the cattle age is 15 until 25 months. And after that, this is the graph that you can see, that this is the start of their diet and this is the end of their diet. And the problem with this, I mean like this Hyogo prefectural farm found that basically the good level of vitamin A, the minimum level of vitamin A that their target is 30 IUDL. But the problem with those, if let's say the vitamin A going too low, it will cause a lot of health problem to the cattle. The first, maybe which can lead to the cattle death. So currently the method to do the analysis, I mean like to get the vitamin A value is, the first one, the current method is blood assay. Well, with blood assays, sometimes, I mean like blood assays considered invasive, inconvenient, expensive, and stressful to the cattle. Especially the last one, the stressful part is really important, because when the cattle stress, the tendency that the quality of the meat will going down because of the stress. That's why we need to find non-invasive, convenient, inexpensive, and non-stressful. So that's why this Hansan, the author of this paper, want to propose a new method to do the vitamin A level. And so the materials of this method is the duration of this, because I mean like this is a time series base. So they start the experiment in December 2010 until August 2011. And the place is Hyogo Prefectural Hokubu Agricultural Institute. And the materials itself, which is the cattle, is 24 Japanese black cattle with age from 9 until 11 months. And the vitamin A level from 44 until 126 IUDL. And after that it comes again, the second batch, it's 18 cattle with the age from 9 to 11 months, the same age, and the serum vitamin A level is 32.33 and 73.33 IUDL. And for the device that they are using, basically they are using, they assemble a new device. The first device that they are using is the camera with 2 CCD multispectral camera, the JAI. This camera have two sensor. The first one is the infrared sensor and the other one is the normal sensor, the color sensor. And they use a Turing safe LED light, which is the white LED, and the LED for near, which is with the wavelength around 850 nanometer. And the filter, they use a PL filter, and the other part is plastic tube and sponge. This is the final picture of the device. This is you can see there's a 2 CCD camera, and after that the lens, after that the ring. They use a 2 ring here, and after that they use the PL film in front of the lens, and after that they use tube and sponge. The tube and sponge is to make sure that there's no light coming, so it's really dark. So the methods, the first one they use in order to make sure that everything is correctly, the condition is same, they use a calibration. For the calibration, it's a normal calibration. They set the brightness to the end of the tube for 1700 lux, and after that they set the focus to 8 millimeter from the end of the tube, and after that they set the f number to 1.8, shutter speed to 1/30, and after that they set the master gain to 150 and check white balance and take image of a color checker. After they do the calibration, they cover the kettle eyes for 2 minutes with black cloths. This part is really important because in order to trigger the pupillary light reflex, you need to make sure that the kettle eyes is already get used with the black or with the darkness. And after that they take a picture of kettle eyes simultaneously, 30 images per second. So after they do those, they will do the image processing part. In the image processing part, they divide into several steps. The first one, like the one that you can see from this flowchart, the first one they start the input, and after that they go to the conversion to SSI. The SSI is a color space, hue, saturation, and intensity color space. And after that they will go to binarization of the hue value. This is the binarization of the hue value, so they change to 1 into 0, so you can know which one you are interested in. And after that they do the noise reduction, so it's more clearer. And there's a black part in here. This is the cause of the halation of the LED ring, so they need to fill those with the nearest value. And after they fill the LED ring, they do again the noise reduction, and after that they counting the number of the pixel in the pupil area. So the result and discussion is divided into 5 sections. The first result is the pupil area size. So in this graph you can see that the y-axis is the pupil area size and the x-axis is the time, which is the second. And you can see in here there's several different vitamin A level have it's starting from the big and after that become smaller from 1 second. But the problem with this variance in starting point, the problem you see, the starting point is different. The reason why is happen because relative position of the camera and the eyes and the kettle modes also affect the maximum starting point. So it's difficult to evaluate the change of pupil area independently. Because of this, the second part, they try to normalize the pupil area size. By doing this, they can understand more about the tendency of every vitamin A level. So in order to see whether the pupil area can be used to determine the vitamin A level, the raw pupil area size need to be normalized. So how they normalize is basically they get the ratio of the pupil area. And in this, they found that different serum vitamin A cattle show different starting time to shrink. And the second one, the contraction speed also varied based on different serum vitamin A level. In the graph, you can see that especially the second point. And after that, they also analyzed the starting shrinking time. In the starting shrinking time, the data show that the starting shrinking time of cattle both in out and fattening age do not have correlation with serum vitamin A, as the cattle only in fattening age have. So the author of this paper, they, based on the previous data from the different paper from Yoshida 2011, he combined those data and see whether there's a tendency or what is the correlation vitamin A and the starting shrinking time. And the fourth properties is the slope of pupil contraction regression line. So what means by the slope of pupil contraction regression line? Based on the regression line that we get from the normalized pupil area, they try to get the regression line for each of the vitamin A level. So based on the contraction regression line, based on that slope, they try to get the correlation between the vitamin A. And for the experiment cattle are still in the early fattening age, there are few specimens in low vitamin A, but again the tendency is not really obvious. And the last factor that they try to inspect is the ratio of max length and breadth of pupil before shrinking. So in here they found two things, that the pupil contraction process is much like changing process of round to oval. So at the maximum point when they start to do the pupil shrinking time, the maximum point is usually a circle, but after that it's slowly going to the ellipse shape. So they say that for the variance of the pupil shape in different months, the ratio of the max length is the green line, and the breadth is the white, the black line, before the pupil contraction needs to be considered when comparing pupillary light reflex. So what they're trying to say in here is like, you need to also consider the max length before and after, and the breadth also, when you want to do the comparison. So this is the conclusion of this paper. Basically, a new method by using vision system to predict serum vitamin A level in Japanese black cattle has been presented. So they found a new method which is not invasive. But the relationship of 5 factors related to the pupillary light reflex, the 5 factor, and serum vitamin A level in Japanese black cattle has been evaluated. So they have been evaluated one by one, but unfortunately, you cannot determine the vitamin A level only by using one factor. There's no linear correlation by only using one factor. So they suggest that basically if you want to use this to determine the vitamin A level on Japanese black cattle, it's important to do the multiple linear regression method to investigate the correlation between pupillary light reflex and serum vitamin A level in future study. And that's it for me. Thanks for listening. Is there any question?
Are there any questions?
Yes.
Could you go to the graph, fast graph, fast result?
This one? Yes.
Could you explain, why was it dividing the time? After some time, are these different levels of vitamin A or something? Could you?
Okay, so you know, right, the pupil shrinking time. What is pupil shrinking time? So pupil shrinking time is the mechanism of eyes when you suddenly change from the bright to the dark. Usually your eyes will go really big, and after that it will go to the normal level. It's like adaptation to the surroundings. So in here we calculate what is the size for the first time, which is really big, and after that how long from the big for the maximum point until the normalized. So this one is showing that basically on the time zero, the starting point, right? It's going big, and after that the slope. There's a slope there and going down. So basically this is This is the how the pupil area changed from the time 0 until the time 1, because they want to only measure the 1 second.
In your methods, you had to cover the cow with a
Yes.
black cloth or something?
Yes.
For 2 minutes. What was the reaction of the cow? Was it offensive or something? Because I think covering the cow with black cloth, it might irritate the cow.
Yes, that's why they said that in the relative position, the cattle mood is really important. So the problem with this method, I mean, like, because it is only the first level, the feasibility study. So it's, I mean, like, this difference in value is because of you need to neck the cattle head to the gate, and after that you need to cover it. And maybe it's a little bit stress, not little bit, it's a big stress to a cow, to a cattle. That's why the variance is happening.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Are there any questions from NTU?
I'm very curious about the graph as well. So for each curve has to repeat the experiment, the measurement, to check the repeatability of the curve.
Sorry, can you
So for the first curve,
yes?
the first curve is related to 62.
Yes.
Right. So, have you checked the repeatability? Have you done many times?
Yes, because I mean, like, for this experiment, basically they do it how to say, in you see that the first graph showing that the level of vitamin A in every month. I mean, like, from the start the cattle age at 14 until the cattle age at 22 or 24. So how would they gather this data? At the first month, they will, I mean, like, every time, usually the farmer will get every data of vitamin A using blood assay every month, every 2 weeks, sorry. So this data they get from every 2 weeks. I mean, like, from every 2 weeks after when the farmer doing the vitamin A assignment, like, I mean, the blood assay, they will also doing this experiment. So the repeatability is, I think, I mean, like, in my opinion, the tendency, the one that we want to see is the tendency. Of course, on each different time, maybe there's a slightly difference, but the tendency it's always same. That's what I I see from the paper. Did it answer your question?
Okay, thank you. Imagination, is that possible to modify the device to be like the Google Glass? So that so that you don't need to have a brick cover to the customer. You just, like glass.
Yes.
Change the glass, the color of the glass.
Yeah. Interesting. So basically, this is the first paper, and now now we do the automatic taken of the cattle eyes. So the problem with the, of course, with the Google Glass, I mean, if let's say we want to use like Google Glass Lite, it's not possible due to the fact that basically in order to trigger the pupillary light analysis, you need to get the darkness, the really dark until the light. So how we do it now to get it automatically? Now the kettle, when the kettle drinking at night time, when the kettle drinking, we will shoot the eyes with the strong LED so that the pupil will trigger automatically and the image taken. That's ongoing research on, I mean, from the continuity of this project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.